frog tape.
Frog tape. Oh, don't get too cocky.
Look. What do you mean? It's really good. There are little bits, you can fix it. It's done a perfect job so far. More worried about the stairs up to the top, because that was more figures, there were more drips. This was quite neat the way I painted it.
This was
the
the
whole
one.
stairs is perfect. Look how good it looks with the colour of the stair. We can use the carpet cleaner on it to make them all fresh. Perfect. Oh, how satisfying. I feel like I dripped more. This is such good masking tape. Look at that. Because you can see all the drip marks where I had to kind of paint on it because it was impossible not to, especially like down here. Look at that. Wow. Whee. Couple bits there you might want to peel off, but not a big deal. Look at that. Gorge. Such a nice carpet as well, it just needs a clean and a bit of a...
Team me up.
Huh?
Team me up. No.
Team me up what?
I'm going to kick it.
Oh.
You just threw it at my chest.
I know.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Right.
Come on then. Ah! This needs to come up as well. I was a bit worried about this, that we can... Oh, that's not as good. It's okay. Touch it up.
Yeah.
These are also the things you do when you're renovating, and then when you actually
Yeah.
put everything in place, you're like, never would have noticed.
That's every time we do it. Yeah, I'm so worried about the edges
Yeah, I'm like,
that are cutting in.
oh, this is not done enough, and it's like, you never look at it ever again in your life.
Wow, good focusing. Really good. Wow, incredible.
Yeah, this G7X sometimes does not like us to focus. So we're back at New Lynn. Welcome back to episode 5. If you are tuning in this episode, watch the tour and also the playlist of episodes in order so you can see us renovating in order and stuff. My dad and Alex were here yesterday. They were clearing out the garden. Alex was doing more painting, more coats. Kind of like not the most interesting stage at the minute. I feel frustrated because it's like every week it's similar because it's just painting lots of coats and layers of things, and it's kind of going to be similar today. But I think that the flooring has arrived, and I think the carpenter's coming next week. Is that right? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, that was the plan. So he should hopefully be putting some floor down. We'll see how that gets on. And I want to go upstairs today. I have been out this morning with my friend for a walk, and I've come here just so I can use a bit of time in my afternoon, it's the weekend, and paint a bit upstairs. Either do the cupboard or a bit of touch-up paint with white, or the bed, not really sure. I'm just going to do what I can. And I think Alex is doing some plaster paint. So yeah, it is a lot of painting. Unfortunately, there's lots of wood. If you're just painting walls, that's fine, but when you're painting wood, you need to do like a sanding of everything, and then you also need to do multiple layers, so it is quite time consuming. Last week the electrician didn't come. I don't think he can make it, so hopefully he'll finish off all the electric stuff this week. And what else is there to update you on? I don't know. I don't think there's anything else in particular. I know that my dad did cut down the buddleia a lot more by sawing it back, so that we need to do some more of that, but I'm not going to do that today. I want to do painting. It's a bit cold outside. We haven't been up here in a while, but we have decided to leave the wood, except this, because this is a very, like, not very nice pine. So we'll paint it blue. What do you want to do about the fittings? The fixtures? They're quite huge. I'm not sure why they put such big fittings on as if it's a shed. And like a lock like that seems very quite intense.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was just like bedding in there.
Yeah. Well, it is useful to have a cupboard where you can store things like that, but if I'm going to paint it, maybe I should just take those off.
Well, with these.
Yeah. Do you want to keep a lock like that on there? And there's like 2 locks at the bottom, and then seems odd.
Not really, but then is that how it closes?
We just get another latch to put on there.
Seems to be how it keeps shut. We can definitely take them off. Yeah.
Look at the scribing.
Yeah, we had someone talented
doing some good scribing.
Same downstairs. Oh yeah.
Oh, they're screwed as well.
Doesn't it usually pop out some way and then the screws are exposed? I'm not sure how. Yeah, how one end kind of pushes in. Oh.
Alright. Yeah, we're not going to paint the whole room, but we'll touch it up. Like that needs fixing up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is really upsetting me. There's bits of paint from where they painted by accident. It's on all the beams. No! I'm going to have to go around with a sander to get that off. That's going to bother me because it's everywhere, look. Times better with one coat, so that's going to be left to dry, and we can do another coat probably another day, I don't know, but yeah, just has made it look less kind of like in your face essentially. I want to paint the bed frame, but I need to get Alex up here to move the mattress because I can get a coat of white on there. I'll go see, or maybe I need to paint the, I don't know, I'll go ask him what he thinks I should do next. So the plan is, because we've got the blue coming up the stairs, we're going to paint this perimeter, and this, as you can see, needs to be painted anyway, so we'll paint this blue as well. I'll give it a really light sand. I'm not going to go mad with sanding because it's so difficult to do that, and then that will kind of feel like it's like finished when you come up, and then that matches, and then all the other things can be wood. This bed needs to be painted. These bedside tables, not sure if we'll keep these because we actually do have, well, I don't know, it's another thing to potentially paint basically. We do have bedside tables at home we could use, or I could look on Facebook just to make my life easier. We were going to keep these and paint them, but I'm now thinking, like, would it be better to sell them on Facebook and then buy 2 that don't require any painting or anything? But then these are quite good because they're low, which might be hard to find, especially find matching ones. And then same goes for this chest of drawers. I'm kind of tempted to just try and find one on Facebook that isn't pine. Maybe it's antique pine, or it's mahogany, or it's painted, so that we don't have to do that as another job, because it would just be another thing that we have to do that will probably take quite a while because we'll have to sand it all and then paint it all. So that's now my thought, is like trying to cut corners a little bit with more painting and more jobs, whereas that's a nice chest of drawers for somebody who wants a DIY project and has the time for that. So that's kind of what we're thinking. So I'm going to get on with this now. Probably like try and sand and paint. Yeah, I'll see. about to head home, which Roxy's desperate for. But please tell us what you think of this swatch. This is Parma Grey, which we have in our hallway. So it's similar to Lulworth Blue, and it's almost like you just put some grey through it kind of thing. Because it is a blue, but it's a very grey blue. So on camera it almost looks more grey than it does in real life. It's done another swatch above there. Over here. So let us know what you think of Parma Grey, or if you've got any other suggestions of paint colours from like Farrow & Ball, or ones you can just buy easily in like B&Q. We should go for like a lighter, paler blue, so it's almost like an off-white blue. Like, yeah, like a pale colour. I've done my one coat on the door and the banister. The banister's really hard to paint, but I'm expecting there'll be drips and I just have to sand it and touch it up because it's that kind of shapes. But that was very productive. Alex has done this whole wall, the ceiling.
Around the chandelier.
Yeah.
And then we were painting the architrave and stuff.
Yes. My worry though is I don't know that you want the carpenter here next week. If you've got this whole room to paint, that's going to take a long time.
Yeah, I'll text him and say, because he said I might be able to fit you in, so I'll just say don't worry about it next week.
Yeah, because maybe I could come and help you do this, because this is going to be a big job, because we've got to do the wood. Because I think that you should, personally, I do like a colour drench, but I think because there's such lovely architrave in here and moulding, I think that there should be a contrast. I think it should be white and blue.
Yeah, it's nice old.
Well, I just
clothing,
love,
but it's a bit damaged.
Yeah, but I just think it looks really lovely, and I think it should be separate. Same as this arch, because obviously this was where there would have been a wall. I think it'd be nice if it's like white and then blue. It will create a nice feature, kind of. The other option is we make our lives easier, Alex, and just paint this whole room Wimborne white and don't worry about blue at all. To save our lives, make our lives much easier, and have blue and accessories, and because we've got those lovely curtains, you can have colour in all the accessories and paintings and things, and just do this whole room that Wimborne white colour. Because also, someone sent me, thank you by the way, someone sent me incredible inspiration pictures for the kitchen, because I think that they basically noticed the lovely yellow on this understairs cupboard, and they said that buttery yellow actually looks gorgeous with the blue you've got. Maybe not that specific yellow, or maybe not in that location, but just seeing them next to each other, you can see how the colours work well. I'm totally seeing what she means. So maybe we actually do use that and these inspo kind of pictures. She also did, I think, suggest red, but I think yellow is kind of quite summery and sunny. Because the walls in there, let me show you, they are yellow. So you've got the understairs is yellow, and then that wall is terracotta, and then this wall is yellow. And I think that's too much, but if you painted all the walls white and then had the kitchen cabinets yellow and then this yellow, it would be like the woodwork and the cabinets are yellow but the walls aren't. Because I think there's just too much yellow, especially with all the kind of colourful tiles. So I quite like those inspiration pictures. Did you see them? I sent them to you.
Yes.
Did you like the vibe? Because look, I think what she was pointing out is that is quite a nice match of colour. Obviously I've done those swatches, we'd have to paint it anyway. It's a bit it's a bit needs a paint anyway, so
yeah, I'm not against that.
Yeah, it's an idea. She did suggest red, but I think red wouldn't go in here as well.
To get the right yellow so it doesn't look magnolia.
Yeah, you get like a really buttery yellow, like cottagey yellow, which is, and then the cupboard doors will be replacing. They could also be that colour too, unless that's something that's hard to do. Like if you buy them pre-coloured, if it's hard to find a
I suppose
you probably can buy them just raw MDF, right?
You either get raw MDF or you can get them like primed.
Primed, yeah, and then you paint the colour you want.
Probably buy a primed one to save yourself.
Yeah.
Just paint it. That must be what everyone does. Yeah.
So let me know what you think, mate. I'm actually now thinking, Alex, we just do this whole space, that creamy colour that we've got up the stairs and everywhere else, to make our lives easier, and then do the same in here.
We've gone through so much of that.
But do you not think that makes more sense, rather than you'd have to spend so much time cutting in? And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that it will benefit. Sometimes you make decisions with decorating where it's like you have two choices and you can't even decide in terms of looks which you prefer, but one of them is going to be way more challenging. You may as well just go for the easier one if you're not sure which one would be better. I'm not sure that the walls being blue will make this room like that much better. I mean, I did originally have those inspiration pictures with blue walls.
Yeah, but maybe it would be always a bit dark in here. I don't know. I mean, there's enough light, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's more convenient for the future, like to touch up, and it's like you can change decorations, and
Yeah.
it's more consistent.
I guess if you really, after a year, you're like, oh no. I mean, I don't think we'd ever do that.
Yeah, we've got time crunch. We want it to be open this summer, so it's not like we've got all the time in the world.
Or eggshell of wood.
Yeah, so you don't have to do cutting in. It just make your life so much easier. But it would look really fresh and lovely because it's such a lovely colour, isn't it? But sometimes the white with the granite and the wood, if you've got lovely wood flooring, it does kind of bring it out.
Yeah,
It's a nice look.
Sometimes it's hard to picture when you haven't got anything in the room, or you haven't got any accessories, tables, lamps, whatever, fabric.
Both will look really good, I think.
Yeah.
To go with the easier one.
I think at this point, I've done so much painting. Whatever means.
So
less
cue the
painting.
time lapse of us painting a cream colour again on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I know.
I still watch people do that though. I find it fun to watch anyway. And you get to, it's like we're teasing you for the end. Next week I might work on the king bedroom to get it set up, because that room is done.
Yeah,
Once the electrician's been.
Did you notice the wall? Does it look alright?
I haven't looked.
Okay.
Get the electrician, get Matt to do that LED light to get it done.
Can you see the chandelier?
Yeah, and the chandelier. Because I can set the bed up, I can put the wardrobe in place, maybe I could put some pictures on the wall and start to feel like a room is complete. I hang the curtains.
Yeah, that's your job. You got those curtains, will they be for here? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's the biggest scale.
and then I need to order the curtains for in there.
Okay.
We can start to feel like, a room's complete. I can put the headboard up, bring the bedside tables.
Yeah, the headboard, bedside tables.
It'll be fun.
The lamps, lights are in.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go home. I'm hungry.
Again, it's Monday, the 14th of April, and today I think I will be tackling this white plaster. This sander that I haven't used yet, which I think will be better for, you know, there's like these wood, like partition beams, yeah, like the window frame. The cornicing I'll have to do by hand, so that's some prep work for tomorrow. Oh, and the skirting boards. Yes, it's just cut in and do the Wimborne white like we decided on, which I think will make things easier. Again, it's just more painting today. I've got to finish the architrave down here today, which is a bit more difficult because it's right against the wall and the door. I was just speaking to a gardener outside because there's a tree, there's like a buddleia that's kind of overhanging a neighbour's garden. The neighbour doesn't seem to live there much. He said he could do it. So another neighbour who has her contact number is going to ring her to ask, maybe because it's like overhanging their property and it's kind of not on anyone's property here. It's kind of in a no man's land, as she described it. Maybe he'll do it for me, and maybe the neighbour will cover the costs, or we can work out something, because if we tried to cut it up here, we've done what we can, it would just fall into her garden and on her plants, so she probably doesn't want that to happen. But I never see her around to talk to her. And the other buddleia outside, he said they could do something with that, like you get a flatbed truck, as it were, I think he said he and his brother work together as gardeners and they do that. Maybe that could be a really quick way of doing it. You just kind of cut it off, lands in the truck below, and then you have to spend hours faffing and cutting and trying to take it to the dump. This is really boring. The neighbour, we'll talk about it tomorrow, so maybe there'll be a good solution to that, and that will be sort of the end of our gardening exploits out the front, because that's taken a while to clear. Yeah, oh, I got a fun letter. A visit is being authorised by TV licensing. I didn't respond to their last letter that never arrived. So even though we don't have a TV that's plugged in, or an aerial, or internet, I'm being investigated. But apparently if it says at the top of the letter, the legal occupier, apparently that's kind of meaningless and you don't have to do anything. But anyway, even if they do turn up, maybe some more boring time lapses or equivalent today. So I've got a few more days before my friends arrive. I think the wood flooring is also arriving today, so yeah, it should be fun. Can't wait to try and figure all this out. I guess just get the walls painted so I can move furniture back against the walls and there'll be some more space to tidy up a bit. Because as it is now, it's just it's kind of a complete mess. This week's book is Bad Blood, about Theranos and I've forgotten her name. Was it Elizabeth Holmes? Oh, it says it there in small letters. Yes, quite interesting.
Don't play me your song, 'cause I'm bleeding and I wonder if you really planned this all along. Your ghost keeps coming after me, it's slowly catching up, you see. I can't feel your symphony. Your ghost keeps coming after me, it's slowly catching up, you see. I can't feel your symphony.
Oh, someone knocked at the door. I thought it was the floor plank, wooden plank delivery. Did I say that already? Yeah, I wish I hadn't organised that for this week. I mean, that was very stupid of me. I was like, I need to get it done. But like, obviously it's not going to get done this week. Anyway, so I kind of secretly hope that doesn't turn up and I can rearrange the delivery, but I'm sure it will. It was someone at the door. I told you I've been speaking to the gardener earlier, and I thought this was the gardener's brother that you'd mentioned coming to quote, say he cut down the rest of the buddleia and take it away. But no, it was just some guy who'd been working up the road. I think he'd been speaking to the neighbour, and he just came and said, "Oh, I'll do your quote now." He's like looking at it, he's like, "Oh yeah, 320. 320. I'll cut it down, take it away now. I've got the wood chipper right here." And it's it's like, you need to tell me now. Like, give me your answer now. And he wants £320 cash in hand. And then I was like, okay, I really have no concept. That seemed pretty steep, given we'd already done a lot of the work. And then called Maddie, and he just kind of lingered listening to the phone call. And then spoke to Maddie, we were like, no, I don't think so. Too much money, a bit weird, we've done most of the work. And he's like, oh, well, name your price. This is what he spoke like. He's like, name your price, I'll we'll do it now. And I was thinking, oh, should I say like 200, see what he says? I was like, you're in that situation, it's like, I do not want to speak to you anymore. Please go away, you're being weird. And he's like, 280, I'll do you 280. And then he looked around and he's blocking the road with his van. And there's a car trying to get past. He's like, 250. I'm like, I just do not want, like, no, go away. So bloody weird. Yeah, unpleasant. I don't like speaking to people like that. I'm an awkward, shy person who's bad at human interaction. But I think with the buddleia as it is, Maddie's dad had offered to come, and he's coming Wednesday, I think, offered to come and help. So I think you could probably get the rest of it done in a day. And I don't know, just £250 cash in hand to some weird guy. Nah. No, anyway, carry on. He interrupted my painting very rudely. Beginning to regret not painting this whole door, but it seemed like it would be more work at the time, and now I'm not so sure. Oh well. I just didn't want there to be too much blue.
I can feel a symphony, so please just try and let me be.
I've had enough of today. I was just microwaving my food, my leftover bolognese, and then the delivery driver for the flooring, the wooden planks, called me and said, "Oh, I can't get to your address because I'm in like a lorry." And I said, "Oh, well, I did tell them I needed a smaller vehicle for the delivery." And I thought like, "Oh, I didn't want them to deliver it today. Maybe this is like my out. Maybe they could reschedule the delivery for next week so it's not in the way when I've got friends over this weekend." And he said, "Oh, why don't you come and meet me and see if we can fit it in your car?" And I said, "Oh, well, I have got a small car. It's just a little hatchback." And he said, "Oh, whereabouts could I meet you? Where do you want me to park in Newlyn?" I'm like, "What? You're in like a lorry? I don't know, somewhere along the road." So I said, "Oh, maybe like down on the harbour front. There's like some kind of parking. There might be, even if it's like double yellow lines, you could park there maybe." And he said, "Okay." I said, "I'll be there in 2 or 3 minutes." He said, "Oh, that's good." And I was driving up and down Newlyn 3 times trying to find him. Could not see, I saw a van. I was like, "Is that it? Oh, it's only a van." No. And then I'd driven all the way to the other side of Newlyn, kind of got stuck behind all these cars. And he said, "Oh, I'm at the opposite end. I'm going down towards Mousehole. I've had to pull over in like a lay-by." I'm like, "Oh my gosh." So I have to drive to the other end of town. 4 times I've gone up and down now. Eventually found him most of the way to Mousehole, a different town entirely. And he was pulled over. And it was the last delivery in his lorry on the pallet. And he said, "Oh, do you have a knife so I can cut the wrapping off?" I'm like, "No." And he's really friendly, but I'm just like, the way they send these guys out, it's just him, just one guy in this big van delivering, not a van, it was a lorry delivering pallets. So I had to park behind him, and then we did like a little conveyor belt, one by one. He would pass the plank. Luckily, they're kind of, I thought it would be in like a big box or something, it would be really awkward, but it's just like, I don't know, 8 planks in a pack. So that works, and I think they look nice, but now they're all in the back of the car. I need to go and get them out. But that took about, combined with me getting them out of the car, that's like over an hour out of my day just doing this. And I had to pay for that delivery. I had to pay £40 for that delivery. So I don't know. Like, should I complain, or am I just being... Is that like a reasonable thing to message him saying, "Excuse me, what the heck?" Oh boy. I've had enough. And I need to go to like Screwfix and B&Q again later because I need more paint. And while I like Farrow & Ball a lot, I think the coverage is really good. It's become very expensive. So like a new 5 litre pot is, I find there's some websites have it on sale online. It would be like £90 for a 5 litre pot, which is a lot. And it's going down quicker than I expected. I thought we wouldn't need that much for this, but because we're doing a lot of painting all in the same colour. B&Q have a 3 for 2 sale on. I thought I'll go and do that, get it colour matched. I've also got a B&Q voucher, because what I like about B&Q is they always send you little vouchers. So it's like £15 off a £90 shop. So I need to get eggshell for the wood, and then maybe 2 pots of emulsion. I'm always scared about colour matching, whether it would be the same thing. I'm not going to do it on the same wall. So maybe this will be for the other bedroom that we still need to do. Maybe I'll have enough for this room, I don't know. Maybe. I've got quite a lot left. So yeah, anyway, I need more. And I also realise I need to get door stops because we've had the plaster done, but some of the doors just slam straight into the plaster. So I need to pick them up before any damage happens. And then that's my whole day, just like kind of talking to people who come to the door, talking to neighbours, trying to discuss with the gardener, Googling stuff that I need to buy, and then driving an hour around town, picking up the wood planks that are supposed to be delivered to the door. And then that's another day down and nothing's really happened. But I'm going to get... I had to do a bit more of the plaster coat paint because I feel like it wasn't really covering it and it was still shining through the Wimborne white when I put it on the Fire and Ball. So I just thought, do a bit more. The cheaper paint, put the cheaper paint on another layer. So I did that. And if I could get a coat, a roller coat on both walls before we go, then that would be nice. I feel like I haven't wasted the day. Usually I waste the day through my own kind of distractions and procrastination, but today is just, yeah. Forces conspiring. I'm just putting you on charge. Forces conspiring to not let me get on with stuff. But I'll put, yeah, I've got to figure out where to put the wood now. I'll film me for you bringing the wood in. There's quite a lot. I think it's like 130 kilos of wood. So great. Yay. My toxic trait is looking at all that and thinking, that can't be that hard to install, right? Just plop it on the floor and click it together, easy. No, I want someone who knows what they're doing to do it. Come on, buddy. Looks flat. Here we are. This is the engineered oak. Let's put it down here and have a look and imagine what things could be. So I've got the cutting in of the white and then the oak. I'm just trying to visualize it. Nice. Don't know which way it will go, probably. But it's so wet I don't want to put it on that. Well, let me try. Well, maybe it would be straight. Maybe that would make more sense coming in. Well, I think that looks nice. Run out of paint in the tray and it started doing that weird thing where even though it was a fresh roller and a fresh tray, it's like, I guess it was because left in between the lunch, for a couple of hours, so it got a bit dry and then it starts to peel off and it's making it very annoying to paint. So I'm just going to wash up. Ooh, 5:45, crap. Okay. All right. Well, I'll do this and then I'll be back here tomorrow to finish that wall, try and put another coat on, then I can I remember, I keep forgetting, I need to bring like a wall plug, just in case, so I can put the light on a hook because I keep walking into it and it's really annoying. And that will be a productive day tomorrow. I could try, oh, I've got to do sanding. Oh, there's a lot. Oh, there's not much time. Oh well. I think, yeah, Maddie's dad's coming, theoretically, and Maddie's coming one day. So that should do it. But boy, painting is boring and never ending. Morning again. We're back. It's raining quite a lot, so I don't think the gardener who mentioned about doing something outside is coming back today. I managed to find, I went hunting around yesterday after I got home, this stain blocker. It's just above me. I think it's where the boiler kind of leaked after we moved in. There's kind of a stain there, and I've done 2 or 3 coats and not had much success. There's also a small stain upstairs that I need to cover, so I'm glad I found that because I didn't want to have to pay like 15-20 quid for it to get a new one. I knew we had one. It's been in our like box outside for ages. I will put that on and then I will get back to doing these walls. The sanding pads aren't arriving till quite late today. Like whenever I've got deliveries here, it's been like morning, lunchtime. But I'll carry on cutting in, tidying up. I might need to wipe some of the walls where the plaster left a bit of a, you know, like dripped off onto the walls. I ordered a fridge, an integrated fridge, because over here there's been a hole there for a while where there's been nothing. And it's been a little awkward when we come. You know, you come here in the morning and your food that you bring is kind of left out unrefrigerated all day, which is not great. The old fridge had something horribly wrong with it, and it absolutely stank whenever you opened the door, but there was no obvious reason for that. Anyway, I managed to get it to the dump. This one I have to go and collect from Curry's in Penzance. I only just discovered there's a Curry's in Penzance after all this time. It's like hidden away. And final recommendation, gazpacho potato chips from Lidl. They're delicious. I thought they'd be a bit weird, but they're delicious. This is like a game. So the gutter's a bit broken between the two houses, and every now and then that stream of water will just blow across. But I've left the key in the car to lock the door, so I have to go out again. Try and get out, and somehow lock the door without getting, see, it's gone all over the place, without getting drenched. I contacted 2 companies today about it, because it's getting silly now. Right, I think I'll go to B&Q now. I've got a bit of time before dinner, and because I was a bit late to start, so I need to work a little bit later. It's sort of 2 sides around a triangle. Thank you for watching along. Sorry if it's just been me rambling in between really boring clips of me painting. I can see it coming together, even if most days I feel pretty disheartened by how much is left. Oh well. Thank you. Bye. Here we go. It's even, rated by Mumsnet. So that was 2 5-litre interior walls and then 1 eggshell in the Wimborne white dupe. 3 for 2 B&Q offer was, and I had a voucher that they send you to your email like at least once a month, £15 off. So £89 for all that for 12.5 litres of paint versus Farron Ball equivalent would have been 270 odd, and I can't go and pick that up. I have to order it online for next day collection or delivery. So good end to the video. I'm more cheerful now. Bye. And all that with 5 seconds left to spare on the SD card.